Obviously, I've been speaking out a lot, but I really want you to know that all of my work is tied together because I've been trying to speak out for a lot of time. And I didn't always know the answers that I have today, or always have the answers that I have today, but now is more important and imperative that I speak out than ever before. Because, say I was to be having something happen to me, I would want people to know that my life has been gamed up in a complete fashion in order to take my life away from me. And ever since I was a young kid, I had to determine at one age whether or not it was just a world being evil or if this was a calculated evil against me. And what I come up with now is that a good 95% of the evils that I've had in my life have been completely gamed up. Meaning, they were set up by my dad, set up by my brothers, set up by Jesse Lee, set up by whoever. Danny Heinrich even trying to kidnap me, as I've suggested before in earlier work. So, when I was younger and I had my burnt finger at the age of 5, this was just shortly after my finding out and walking into that room that I walked into. And so, ever since then, my family's been stalked, harassed, physically hurt, psychologically abused, emotionally abused, etc. And this was all set up and started from my dad's abuse to his own minor children. Sexual abuse. You see, I'm not gonna say that. I'm worried about my sister seeing some of this. You know, I love my sister and I loved my brothers very, very much. I never wanted them to turn out to be so psychologically misplaced, but they have been. And they've been just purporting family to kind of secure their area of life as though none of these things that I could ever come out here and say are true when they are. And so where I grew up, it was like a set up concentration camp against me. Open air prison system, if you will. But I've had every right to try and heal, to try and grow from this. And even when I didn't know and I was being poisoned up, when I would come back to and I would come back and ask these people, what did you do to me? Like when they had Lynn over, this girl, they did something to me and it made me go in my room and feel the same way I felt when I was 5. When after my first friend was poisoned and had to move away out of the town because it was just a crime that was too hard to prove type of thing, and they went from one doctor to the next and then they went to a specialist, and this specialist told them, if this is how you feel and something happened to you, I would move. I wouldn't stay in that school. I wouldn't stay there. And so his whole family up and moved, but it's always someone in my life, you see, either being gamed up in that same fashion or gamed up in other fashions, bribed or whatever. Either you're going to be a part of this crime against Matthew, or you're going to face the consequences of trying to be his friend, in which case, oftentimes, I've had people end up dead. And I believe that they were trying to kill my own son. He reached out to me. I felt it on the conversation with Jesse. I'm like, dude, you think you'd be a little bit happy for me? Just a little bit, just a smidgen, you know? But no, they couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle it. But that's why I was doing heart work. That's why I wanted to create Heartworks charity. That's why I wanted to move in this fashion, because I was choosing to heal. So if I ever got that blessing, that's the way I would move. That's what I would create. Because I know for myself that the merchandise alone, just going out, 4, 6, 8 hours at a time and doing the things that I wanted to do would ultimately create movement. And on top of that, there's other businesses and other ventures that I have written up that they're really heavy proposals on how they would work out to benefit not only the business side of the charity, but the business that I would be working with. And not only that, but 1.5 million charities. Every single last one of them, it would benefit. And so I'm venting my struggles on YouTube like this because I hope that I get some real people and real ones with real hearts watching, not just trolls and stalkers and people that would want to dig into my information to find out, oh, what can I do next? What can I do here? What can I do there? Oh my gosh. Just plain and simple, I'm tired of living like this. I am. Ever since I was young, not knowing what's going on and then figuring out what was going on, and then I still go in when I'm fucking dying and my heart's dropping to zero, and these doctors are looking at me just smiling and laughing and blah blah blah. Who the fuck are you people, really? Do you even care if I were to die? Obviously not. Just further gaslighting me. That's all I felt like. I was just oh great, I guess I just go into prayer really hardcore. Still, even harder core than before. Fact of the matter is, the abuses in my life have been non-stop. Plus, in the ghetto meadows, the Kimberly ghettos, these people were mean to my mom. Not only they were mean to my mom, but secretly, I believe my brothers were mean to my mom. It was just something all of the time. And to put it bluntly, you don't even see all the people that are going against you. And against my mom, just like myself, they knew where we were planning on going and planning on moving all of the time. And it's awful. It's an awful place to be put in. It's an awful place to feel like it's gone from, the syndicate of a few people to being full blown county wide or whole community circus wide. But I appreciate those that show me love and support. I really appreciate the sage and basil and the cherries, the cherry tomatoes. And when I got them and I found them, I was really grateful when I got back. So if you're on this message, you know who you are. And thank you so much. At least some ladies care about me. True people. You guys rock. So, I had just gotten back from the Dollar General with a few pizzas, the 2 for $5. I think they should be cheaper than that even. but and I got a liter of Coke Zero, but I'm tired when I get out and I'm able to get out and work through this pain. It's really scary sometimes, but I'll basically see what I can do for anybody out here to try and make my ends meet. And I have been. It's just sometimes you just need a break from all of that pain, which is why I'm creating a bath right now, and it's taken already an hour and 20 minutes almost. It's usually about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And sometimes by that time, you're just so tired, you're just like, it's hard. It's like literally 3 hours later, you're getting out of a bath, or four maybe if it takes me longer to get in the thing. But the fact of the matter is that it's illegal. It's illegal when they're dealing. It's illegal on so many fronts. It's illegal for them to covertly try to murder me. It's illegal for my dad to try and poison me up to make sure I'm just out of mind, or get me starved of oxygen down to the cellular level in the first place, and then it moving from person to person to person throughout my life. I'm sorry, but it's illegal. And not only is it illegal to do what they've done, after these things have been already done, it's illegal for anyone to suggest that it's okay to take away their amenities that they need to then continue to grind for the money that they're looking for. For crying out loud, I would like to do something else with the 2+ hours of doing this just to regulate my body. Plus, I would like to do something more with my time than have my network gamed up in the first place, unable to take scans of an item that's, say one of 20 items or one of 11 items or one of 50 items on an order, to be able to continue grind in a gig app community. Not to mention, I used to work at a mill factory and mill that paper. And now it's like, since then, I've gotten like a whole 5 mills worth of bullshit that's created, mind you, created over this crime against me, basically making it that because they got away with this crime and stole away so much money from me, that I wasn't able to continue grinding, continue working, continue loving even myself the way that I would like to be able to take care of myself, to take care of others, to love others. So it's not only the love that you have for yourself that gets diminished by the identity theft, because it takes away all of that integrity that you would otherwise be taking into things that you would otherwise be moving like. You see? And so that's why all of my work is connected. But it's illegal for them to take away my resources. You see? Because they should be going after the rightful parties to get these amenities to be taken care of. You're not going to get away with doing this, is what the law should say to the appropriate people, not putting me and putting all of the crime on me. You see what I'm saying? And that's what they're trying to do. All the crime is somehow my fault for speaking out against their criminal activity against me. Make it make sense. Mind you, they ruined my house. They ruined my bath. They put something in the bath. You can see a splotch down on the bath of like some kind of chemical, because they knew that I like to do this detoxing work in the general, and now I have more to detox from what they've been doing. But they gamed up my whole entire house, gaslighting me, coming in, having a fresh pan, like literally clean, like not even a little smidgen of something on it, maybe a tiny bit, but not covering the whole pan. And I come back home and my walls were white, like white. And then all of a sudden in one day it was just, they're all yellow. Oh, I'm being gaslit like a motherfucker, I thought. And I turn around and look at Aurelia's face. I was going to say a B word because she's a B word. But I turn around and I'm like, yeah, I can read it right through her face that this is what's been going on. You know what I'm saying? And then same thing with other areas of reading it right through her face, his face, the conversations. Oh, just all of a sudden, because I'm calling up my energy back and throwing away the coffee and throwing away anything they're giving me because I'm not gonna fucking trust them now. Then all of a sudden, like one person will call me, and then another one, like she'll call me, and then he'll call me, and then it'll be like my brother calling me, even. I'm like, this is really fucking strange. This crime against me is really strange. And then on top of it, they ruined my house in other ways that I still don't know, but it's like, I never had any problem with bugs. I never had any problem with anything. Now all of a sudden there's like, critters here and there. And it's like, obviously, you know, that might make sense to somebody without being able to completely get the help and get the resources of like their own support system to actually help them. But no, this is just a lot worse than just, you know, how would you say it? Just your normal, average, everyday, like something happening in that fashion. It's actually created. Much like that, the chair, like piece on the chair that broke off. I put that piece back on there. I didn't even hammer it on. And I jumped up and down on that fucking chair, and it did not fall off. So that morning I woke up and my screen door is wide open, and she's out here like looking like she's all sucked in on herself. Like, oh, fuck you. Just fuck you. And who wouldn't feel like that? Your whole life is being gamed up. Your jobs, not only the last job, but every single job I've ever had. And people want to act like I have no right to like report these crimes against my humanity. Oh, why? You're just gonna run gambit on me over a few sentences? I'm sorry, but their houses should be mine. Their cars should be mine. Their fucking rubber duckies should be mine. Doesn't even matter. How am I supposed to pay for something and make my life work? Can you answer me that? Anyway, so thanks for the people out here that actually do support my efforts. It really means a lot to me. Even, just cherry tomatoes. I'm humbled, okay? I am. I'm very, very humbled. So thanks so much, and until next time, peace. You can excuse my French. I'm dealing with something that's just really harsh right now. And I don't think there's anyone in this whole entire planet that's I know there's a lot worse going on in warfare. But with this spiritual warfare and emotional warfare and targeted individual type of thing, nobody's got my story. It's, I believe, the largest in a lot of time and a lot of what other people have gone through being targeted. And there's a lot of people targeted out there, don't get me wrong, but just to this level of like the poisoning part and like making sure like I wasn't supposed to ever come into my realization of what's going on at all before they were just to drop me down and steal the deed from my house as if it was just like the NTF money, just take everything away from the kid. So anyway, I'm gonna continue fill up this bath and hopefully I can get my body to regulate and detox a little bit more tonight. So I really appreciate the sage and the basil. You guys mean a whole lot to me. Thank you for being here. God bless. And I hope you take care of yourselves as I'm trying my best. Love you.